Welcome to the East End of London. Not very Vegas, but very real. In your face, up front, lively. There's a game going down here tonight, a very special game of poker. It's private, very private in fact. No room for muppets. It's the big boys only for cash. Lots of spondoolies. I'm talking readies. 50 grand in crisp 50s, and a winner gets it all. Here's who's in tonight. Stuart Grant. This ice cream's the James Bond of the poker world. Suave as they come and lives with all the movie stars in Beverly Hills, LA. But this is a rough old East End of London town, not 90210. If he wanted Hollywood glamour, he's come to the wrong place. The Great Dane has already taken home the bacon from the poker den. He's a strong, silent type at the table and he don't tell many porkies. But these Danes know a thing or two about playing tasty poker. He'll be there or thereabouts tonight. Sylvia McNamara. Now this is a first, a bird in the poker den. But don't go thinking she'll give the boys an easy ride. She ain't that kind of girl. They call her the Battle Cat, and she'd love nothing more than to take all the boys' cash tonight. Thomas Brabham. They call this kid Dr. Lucky. He's a classical guitarist who's hoping to pluck the dosh from the other players' hands. Over from Texas, they say it's a state where everything's big, and he'll want that to include his bankroll tonight. Lawrence Fry's proper old school. He started playing at 18 in the army, so don't take him for no mug. 40 years of playing live poker. He'll know how to pull a few tricks at the table and might just take the lot back across the pond. David Gregory. This South London boy's used to taking on all comers. He's a bit of a face in your more dubious London spielers, so he'll be right at home in a poker den. This wheeler dealer has made a decent pile from cash games, but there's still room for 50k in his skyrocket. This is the real deal. Poker how it's meant to be played. Sit back and enjoy the moves, the calls, the raises and the bluffs, because this, ladies and gentlemen, is the PartyPoker.com Poker Den.
Jesse May here along with Michael Greco. Hands on knees tonight. And Michael, not much movement going on. Are these wolves circling or are they just lambs sitting around?
I think they're just lambs sitting around. I think I would love to be playing in this game. I'd love to be the wolf to take control. We've got to get some re-raising going on here. Someone's got to take the initiative and start doing some action.
£600 now in the pot before the cards are dealt. And at this stage, Michael, those blinds are worth winning.
They're worth winning, yeah. £600. There's still no pressure whatsoever, though. They are still very small blinds compared to your cash stack. So you have no pressure in thinking you have to steal the blinds. But if you steal a few here and there, they do add up. And £600, you steal a few of them, you've got nearly £2,000.
Well, this pot getting bigger already. David Gregory slipping out £400 to play with the Queen 10 of hearts. And toodaloo from Trey Bravo. Lawrence on the button. Not even interested. Nor is Sylvia. And now this is the first we get to see these two play together. And Renee has got a nice little pair here. But he's checked it. And this is one of those situations where this room ain't big enough for the both of these two.
I'm quite surprised at that. I thought he might put in a raise with his pair of sevens. I'm sure if he sees a couple of overcards, he's got to be wary that that David's got at least one of them.
5, Queen 9.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's at the top pair, David.
How will Renee find out where he's at?
Check.
2 overcards. Dave Gregory's got the best hand with the 2 queens. and will come up
600.
lashing
600.
600 pounds. And this is a tester for Rene.
It is. I think I wasn't too impressed with his play. I think maybe a raise pre-flop would have got David off his hand, but as it is now, he's in big trouble. He's really calling to see if he can hit another 7, so it's not really worth it unless he feels that there's good odds in the pot.
Rene frozen like a statue. Now he reaches for the money. If he calls here, it'll be the biggest pot so far this evening. And he's throwing that money in like he means it.
Pull.
2,200 pounds. Here comes the turn. Only a 7 will get Rene out of this jam. And that king has
Check.
given Dave Gregory a straight draw in addition.
But it's also made him a little bit wary that Rene could have a king.
Check.
Well, that's what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good move by David. He's been a little bit cautious now.
The Dane looking for a 7. He didn't hit it.
3.
I think this will probably be checked down.
I wonder if Rene could steal this pot.
Check.
Not like that, he won't.
There's no point in David
Check.
betting this. Might as well just show his cards and take the money and run.
Showdown, best hand wins. And Dave Gregory flipping over the 2 queens, which is too tall for Rene Martin. And that will make Dave Gregory feel very good. He's actually broken the 10,000 pound mark. Has a nice big dime stack there. And has to feel like this is his game to win or lose at this stage.
I think he's probably looking at, I'm not sure whether he saw Rene's cards, a pair of 7s, but he's got to think, wow, you're not raising your small blind with a pair of 7s. Okay, if that's the way you want to play, that's going to give David a little bit of confidence.
Count up the money for his big blind and stick it back in. Reshuffle, redeal, time to steal.
I mean, as you know, Jesse, it's very important in this game to have patience, but also positioning is so important. If you've got that button, you've got so much good position after the flop.
Pass.
Folded to Trey, who's starting to look very focused. Stewart only
Pass.
has eyes for other hands. And here,
Raise.
Lawrence speaks.
Wow.
Make it 1,000.
Oh, that's a big
1,000
raise,
total.
too.
Well, they're going to have to respect this. I think
Pass.
they'd probably fold kings at this point, thinking he's got aces. Maybe that was his plan all along.
Yeah, it's second level, and here comes Lawrence. It's not the biggest hand in the world. He's got
Pass.
Rene off it, and 600 pounds out of Dave Gregory, who's sniffing around.
It's a large raise for a bluff on it.
Give Lawrence a bit of a wind-up, but I don't think he would call this with anyone's
Pass.
money. And just like that, Lawrence Fry, first hand he's played, has got himself back above par. So there might be a bit of a wrinkle in this man from Mississippi's game.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out what it is at the moment that he's, what kind of strategy he's on, but it seems to be working. At least he's not losing money. So he's just maybe starting to up his game.
There's some cool cucumbers sliced around this salad. Someone's gonna win 50,000 pounds on the partypoker.com poker den. Come back. Still 6 in this tidy corner of East London. And a look at the leaderboard has shown a bit of movement now. Rene Moritzen, the Dane, dropping off the board. And Sylvia, yet to play a hand.
Yep, yet to play a hand. I'm sure she'll find a couple of cards sooner or later that give us some confidence. I mean, for Lawrence now, he's just won that pot. That will just give him a great bit of confidence. He's like a golfer going out on his first hole, and he hits a fairway straight down the middle, and it just sets up his game for the rest of the day. So now Lawrence will, a bit of confidence there now.
Yeah, and Lawrence doesn't seem to have any nerves about him.
Pass.
He's